at the end, we were all ready to move on from Peter Vermees. It was time. But I think if you wanted that, you'd know. He did everything in this club, and it is going to be a slow process to get around that. And we haven't even begun yet. The games haven't even played. We're still a pile of ash. The Phoenix has not even risen out of this yet.
Did you say ash or ass?
I was questioning that too.
Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking.
Back at it again with another MLS season. The 2026 MLS season is here. We are the Kansas City Soccer Journal. My name is Cody Bradley. I've got Thad Bell, Robert Russert, David Greenwald, and Carrie Robinson here. Thad, it is season 9 of the Shades of Blue Soccer Show.
Man, we are old. Well,
I cannot believe, it genuinely is astounding that 9 years of my life have gone since we started doing that. And actually, the show goes back a few years further than that. There were previous iterations of the show. So you had it further than that with Mike. But 9 seasons of our own iteration. Since we got in that studio, we were sneaking in the radio station studio late at night. Ali Trost at the beginning of her rise. So it's been a long time, and this is the longest running Sporting Kansas City podcast. It's the longest running soccer podcast in Kansas City. So welcome. Thank you to everyone that is joining us once again. We have a very loyal following here, so thank you for those who are back. And I'm sure there's so many new listeners because the excitement around Sporting Kansas City right now, let me tell you, vibes and the buzz is real. I couldn't even say it. I couldn't even get all the way through it. But me and Carrie seem to have some pretty good vibes right now. We've been kind of apologizing for it, but I think I'm done doing that. I'm done hiding behind my positivity. So we got a lot to get to, a full season preview for Sporting Kansas City. This episode will just be talking about Sporting Kansas City because it's Matchday 1. We're here. It's coming this weekend, San Jose. So I want to talk about this season, and I think if you want to have any idea of what to expect this year, we really need to hammer home just how bad it was last year. Thad, did you already forget? Because I kind of forgot. When I was preparing for this, I started looking, and it was really bad, historically bad.
I just wonder if there's sirens in the background of somebody's audio right now because it sounds like it's appropriate for what we're talking about. There's an ambulance coming, a fire truck or something. They're a little late. That was last year.
Yeah, it's definitely Cody or Carrie.
I did not pipe in the audio from the ambulance coming to rescue us. No.
I called them just for this moment.
So let's actually look at this. Last year, 2025. They were 15th place in the West, which is dead last. They were 2 points, just 2 points ahead of the Wooden Spoon. There were a few teams in between them. They tied at 28 with some people, but just 2 points ahead of DC for the Wooden Spoon. The real kicker here, a minus 28.15 expected goal differential. And that is the worst. I got this from American Soccer Analysis. That is the worst in their database since 2013. And Thad, the one that really gets me, actually, I want to go to David for this, because David, you'll be as upset about this as I am. The home record. We just can't have this. 4-8-5 at home. Which is worse, the home record or minus 28 expected goal diff?
Option C, the food.
So the stadium food is the highlight of the awfulness for David last year.
But, God, I don't even know. It was so bad, I tried to forget all of it. But the expected goal differential is truly abysmal.
Well, and we're not here to dwell on last season. It's really to just set the tone. Because once you understand how bad it was, then we can really just there's no expectations. Any positivity this year is going to be fun. And that's how I'm looking at it. We got Decky and Manu to watch this year. And if we're not expecting a lot of wins, we're going to get some goals there. They're going to be fun. They played together a year now. It's going to be fun to watch those guys. So there's something for me here. But how about low moments from last year? Give me something you remember that stands out, a worse moment or something you can't believe that actually happened.
Do you remember how bad the Galaxy were for the bulk of the season?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
They went on a bit of a run towards the end, but they were pretty abysmal. I think historically bad for an MLS Cup winning team.
So bad that we were hanging our hats on them on how bad they were.
At the end of the season, they just brutalized us And I think that was my low moment, was like this other team that was also shit, just pummeling us. I think it was 4-1.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, not
I
great.
remember it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you don't have any wingers who can defend. But anyway, 5-1 to start the season, of course. Mr.
In league
Vermees.
play, because we
Yes.
also lost 2 games to Miami.
That's
Okay,
right.
thank you,
That's right.
Miami lover.
Hey,
Anyway,
there was a period of time in those 2 games in Miami. There was a period of time that was like, hey, they're kind of sticking with, and then the floodgates opened.
but late in the season, it's Seattle. Sometimes it's Seattle. Hey, we went in there and kicked their ass, to start a new streak like in 2023. But 5-2 loss to Seattle in August, near the end where we were kind of trying to stay out of the wooden spoon battle. That did not help along the way either. So yeah, pretty depressing year all around.
I think mine was, there were some comments from Daniel Shallowy. There were moments after games where you could feel the deflation from everyone on the team. There was just some quotes of Daniel Shallowy being, I think it was pre-Vermees being let go. And it was just kind of like, well, then if a change is needed, make a change. And, Daniel Shallowy is just he's a really positive guy, always fun to be around. And I absolutely hate, like, you could just see it in his eyes. You could hear it in his voice. That was the low point for me.
Get rid of them is what his main
right,
quote
yes.
there was.
There
It was me, get rid of me.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny had the same thing the year before, where, do you remember having that? Johnny just was like dead behind the eyes and was just like, I don't know what the problem is. It's been a couple seasons of this.
Carrie, do you have something that sticks out?
Probably the April game against Portland Timbers. I almost said Thorns. The 4-2 game where we kept coming back even with them, and then eventually it was such a bad game that even Shoppy had a weird goal in it. Everyone's favorite.
Carrie,
and maybe that's a low point, that we actually shot Shoppy was a bright light. I mean,
Hey, man, if we got a flyer on this guy, heck yeah, you just came with Manu, we'll take it.
Carrie, could this team beat the Thorns?
No. Maybe if they still don't have Sophia Wilson, but with her, no.
So, okay, I think we've established genuinely how bad it was. It was historically bad. Now,
hey, you didn't ask me my low point.
Oh, I'm sorry, Thad.
All of it.
What is your low point?
My low point was a win without even a shot.
Right?
Oh yes. But that was a win.
But it's an embarrassing win.
Yeah.
It was
that's where I thought David was going.
No, because that's how bad LA was that we beat LA without taking a shot and then turned around and got destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, Thad, thank you for saying that. That was that had left my mind. Fun fact about Sporting Kansas City. Sad fact, one of them. I don't know. So, the rebuild is beginning. And moving on from the single most important person in the club being let go is just an entirely different story. Peter Vermees controlled absolutely everything. Thad talked about the whole year how there's essentially no one in the front office anymore. They had to hire like 7 different people. So when a guy controls everything, it's going to be slow. This is going to go very slow. They had to hire 3 whole ass entire human beings just to replace him in the front office of this club. And they finally did. That probably took too long. That's its own criticism there, I suppose. But now that they have, then now they need time to find their footing. So I want everyone to just buckle in with me on knowing how bad this is going to be. But it does feel like it's headed in the right direction, at least.
Cody, is this the most depressed you've been to the start of the season in I don't know, 20 years?
I was just trying to say I wasn't depressed, that I was kind of positive.
I know, but let's be honest with each other. We're friends. Friends don't lie to friends.
Thad, is this the most depressed you've been?
No, it's not, actually. Not by a long shot. I think I was most depressed around, I think it was 2007 coming in. The team had been crap before that. It was being sold to a bunch of guys who knew nothing about soccer. And we're like, what are you going to do with it? And then it was just dismal at Arrowhead. And I was very close to just dropping my season tickets and calling it done. But I stuck around for one more season and things started to look better, even though they went to play in a ballpark.
And then they were playing in a ballpark. Things were looking up.
So,
So-
Thad, that was around the time that you and I first met. So was I part of the good or the bad? I need clarification here.
With counsel, you plead the fifth.
I am going to claim that when I met Robert, it was a very good experience. You and Corey Smith were ones who encouraged me to ask questions and stuff. And it was the idiot star people who made me think I could do better than them.
All right. Good answer. Good answer.
So no, David, I'm not depressed is not the right word. And I'm definitely not the most depressed I've ever been. I think some of those cab years might have been my low points.
Honestly, I feel worse. I would have felt worse last year than I do now.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But Cody, we were talking the other day how Cab brought Selena Gomez, David Beckham, and Brandy Chastain. I mean, come on.
The bright stars descended upon the minor league ballpark. Those were the days, man.
I would actually say I'm more optimistic right now than I've been in a few years. Well, a couple years. And I only say that because I think that there are things to come that we haven't seen yet. And yeah, sporting is nowhere near ready to be a shining light upon the MLS firmament. But
wow.
Sounds like somebody has some inside information he can't share yet. I don't know.
Well, I did hear some stuff over the weekend, but I
Wait,
can't
what?
say it.
Oh, okay. As always. That's why that wasn't in the rundown. I was about to be mad at you.
Well, I intentionally leave things out of the rundown just to make you say those things.
So, see, David, I think we're generally not entirely negative. Do I assume that means you are? This is as depressed as you can imagine?
So I'm torn intellectually from a non-emotional standpoint. We needed a rebuild. I'm very excited for David Lee. I'm less excited for Rafa Wicki. I'm excited to see new people in the front office because I think it's time to kind of move forward as a modern club. So to that end, I am very optimistic and I'm very excited. But this is the first season since I've been a fan, and I'm not a true 96er like that and Robert. I didn't get a cool plaque the other day or last year.
Cody.
You were in like second grade. Relax, okay?
I was at the game. I was
Carrie
at the
wasn't even
game.
alive yet. But this is the first season since I've been a fan, which coincided with CMP opening, that I've gone into where I didn't think we stood a chance of even making the playoffs. Where I couldn't even inhale enough, hopium to think that we could make a cup run or something. We don't have the pieces yet. I think we will get there, but I just don't think it's going to be this year. And it's a bummer for me.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is going to disagree with you on that. And I do want to I wanted to hear you because I think you were as negative as it gets on this show, at least for us. And there is, of course, justifiably a portion of the fan base that is angry. And I think we were all part of that. And going back to last year, at this time last year, you would have looked at this club, and I think as angry as you can get, you would look at it and just say, burn it all down. And to that end, I don't know how you can look at what's happened in the last year and think that they haven't fully and completely burned everything down. At every level of this club, from the players on the field to the owner, has had massive turnover. The owner, the GM, the director of sporting operations, the head coach, all the assistant coaches, they're new. The freaking goalkeeper coach has changed. Like, literally everything has changed. And so I understand people are still mad, and there's nothing about the roster right now that makes you feel any better about that. But this is what was going to happen. When we all wanted, at the end, we were all ready to move on from Peter Vermees. It was time. But I think if you wanted that, you'd know. He did everything in this club, and it is going to be a slow process to get around that. And we haven't even begun yet. The games haven't even played. We're still a pile of ash. The Phoenix has not even risen out of this yet. It is literally a pile of ash right now.
Did you say ash or ass?
I was questioning that too. But
you just
Cody,
enunciate for the audience.
No, both are true.
No. So what I'm alleging here is that Sporting Kansas City is they're attempting to do the biggest rebuild of any sporting team in any sport in the history of sports. Because I promise you, David, no baseball team has ever fired the head coach, the batting coach, the GM, and switched owners all in one offseason. So I'm just saying, if you were
That's
the
not a
most
Mike stat.
If you No, and I had zero research to back that up. I was just hoping you didn't come at me with a baseball team there or a football team or any of those.
I'm pretty sure it has actually happened, Cody, but it is as big of a rebrand or a rebuild as you can do.
So I'm
As
just
big as.
saying, I'm speaking to the most pessimistic, the amalgam of all the Reddit commenters, the angriest fan you can imagine. Like, I'm speaking to them. I think they have done absolutely everything you could have asked for. And even if I mentioned from this point last year, go back the year before that or even a year before that, there was an old regime of players. This team was old. There were Graham Zusi and Roger Espinoza and Johnny Russell around. That is gone. That has changed. That was burned down. The owners, you didn't like the owners, they didn't spend money, new owner. So from where I'm standing, it just seems like they have done absolutely everything the angriest fan could have asked for. And I don't know what else you can want at this moment. They weren't not going to be good this year. Once you do that, once you get rid of Vermees, who had his hands in everything, this is going to be a tough year. So I'm acknowledging that, and anything fun that happens, I'm here for it. It's positive vibes, Carrie. They fired everyone, right? Am I wrong about this? What more could these people want?
No, it's always positive vibes for us, at least, Cody.
Yes.
Actually, when you think back to last year, it's really funny because I think all of us did suggest that Sporting might sneak into the playoffs. So
Okay. Okay, some accountability. We deserve that. We deserve that. David, did you predict that? I can't imagine David actually predicted that.
I think I might have said like 7th. I said we
it
would
for
have
sure
been like,
was on second to last.
right. No, I definitely felt better about the team than that. No, Cody, I mean, you're asking like, what could a fan possibly want?
Shoppy.
I don't know.
My answer to that is Shoppy. He's still on the team. I'll give you that one.
I would be no. I mean, what I want is like 2 starting center backs, a starting left back, a starting defensive midfielder, and a right winger.
Okay, but
and
they
maybe
fired Vermees last year, so they didn't have anyone to hire or to sign those people. So, like, that's what I mean. It's just we couldn't have done all of this together. When we got rid of Vermees, this was going to happen.
You asked what I wanted, and I would like good players. I don't think that's out of line.
I know, but I'm just saying from where it was, everything you wanted, you want to burn it down. And I don't even blame someone for wanting that. I'm kind of with them. Like they needed that at some point to burn it all down. But here we are. It's burned down. Once you want that to happen, you're going to have to sit there with a pile of ashes at some point. Like here we are. It's going to be a long rebuild. And I don't want to sound like an apologist or like too nice to the team or anything like that. We're going to be bad. I'm not necessarily just accepting it. It's just that is the way it is. We burned it all down. We're starting a massive rebuild. The biggest rebuild any team has ever attempted.
Unfortunately, walking into this, it feels like we should just go in with no expectations. Like, just hyped to watch these losers because they're our losers.
Thank you. Carrie's been listening to me. There we go.
All right, Cody, I've got an analogy. I know you're a film guy, right? Okay, so Sporting Kansas City is Shawshank Prison.
Okay.
And the new prisoners coming in are fresh fish, and we're hoping they do the Andy Dufresne and rise out of the ashes, like you said,
Wow, okay.
and claim victory.
Yeah, there we
What
go.
movie are you referencing?
Oh, David. Anytime we can work movies into a show, and especially Shawshank, like I'm for all of that. So Thad, you didn't really jump in there on all that. They burned it all down, man. We were frustrated. We were angry. We love this club as much as any human being on this planet. You know, I went through the phases where I was screaming that Polito killed my club. I wanted them to burn everything down. I hated it. I was angry. And this is what I wanted. They literally, do I need to say the owner, the GM, director of sporting operations, the head coach, assistant, everyone is gone, Thad.
Think about it this way. The second most tenured coach at Sporting Kansas City right now is Roger Espinoza, who was a first-year coach last year. So the only one more tenured is Ash Wallace, okay? And they're not what you think of it when you think of the top-end coaches, right? I mean, That's just reality. The SKC2 team, all their coaches gone, players gone. They wiped out about as much as they possibly could. Now, I always have to play the other side, right? I'm optimistic. I am the one who's trying to say that, yes, everything you said, we knew it was going to be painful. They could have moved along a little faster with some of this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Some of the timing was terrible. When they mutually agreed to part ways with Peter Vermees. They should have either done it in the offseason or maybe gave him 6 more games to see if he could work something out, because it didn't matter in the end, right? The only thing you did was you give Carey a long time to see if he could do something.
Or to just appease the fans, right? Was that what it was? Maybe a little bit of that? Because I think you're bringing up a good point. It didn't matter at that point,
Right.
but they did it right then. Is that just shut the fans
Yeah.
up a little bit? Like, we know it's time.
We talked about the low points last year. The bright point was Carey got a win against that team across the state, right? So
Right.
That's true.
that was the high point. That's it. And he actually did get some results. And if Manu hadn't been hurt, maybe they would have actually snuck into the playoffs or not been absolute wooden spoon contenders.
We weren't that crazy for saying they could have looked at the playoffs.
Well, Robert still disagrees with me, but that's fine. I respect his opinion that we don't have to agree. So I am still optimistic about this team, man.
Okay.
I know. I fully understand that this team is not going to be at its best in the first half of the season. And the first half of the season is basically until the World Cup break, which is only 12 games.
Wow.
14 games, something like
You're
that, right?
Yeah.
After that, there's a World Cup break and there's another transfer window. And I'm about 98% confident that there's going to be another player or 2 or 3 or 4 showing up before this transfer window closes in March.
Okay. We got some rumors on the website right now, too.
Yeah. And I think at least 1 or 2 of those will come true, if not some others. So anyway, there will be players showing up, and they're not going to be perfect. And yeah, they're going to go through, oh, who are you? How do I know to pass to you? And they have to learn the wiki way and all that other stuff. But the team just ended with 2 wins.
Yeah, the wiki way. Wow, I'm going to latch onto that this year. Well done, Ted.
It's the wiki way for the wiki wizards. So,
merch coming soon.
Yes, there's positive to that aspect. Yeah, I don't expect them to win right away, but that's part of a rebuild. And yes, they could have done all of this. They could have done something different. Yes, they could have spent money, but they have a plan. They may not have executed it as fast as they wanted.
Keep an eye on kcsoccerjournal.com to follow those rumors and signings as they come. That said he was 98% sure, not quite 100. 98% sure.
Like a streetwise drug dealer. New stuff's on the way, man.
I loved watching him walk that back in real time. So there might be more coming. And next segment, after we're going to take a break here, we're going to talk about the actual roster. We're going to do a roster rundown, position by position. We're even going to talk about the technical staff because they hired everybody.
Hey, you want to know a positive?
Yes.
It will take less time to run through the roster this year than it does normally.
We're going to do a full roster rundown of the partial roster. We'll be right back.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teen accounts.
All right, let's do a roster rundown. Our fearless leaders and players on the field to take us into 2026 for all the optimism that we tried so hard to show in the first segment. Let's do the technical staff first because there were so many changes. David, can you take us through the coaches and the front office this year?
I didn't prepare, so bear with me.
You're lying.
I'm kidding. I actually did prepare. Obviously, the one that we already all know about, David Lee, new he's not technical director. He's the president of soccer operations and the general manager.
Okay, so see, there we go. That's why this is exactly why I wanted to do this. Even you reading it in front of you, you still do, because there's all these new titles and all these things. It was just for me, so now there's new titles and slashes in those titles. So let's get it right here.
My bad. Mike Burns, not new, technical director. He of the excellent, as you move your fingers together. Rafa Wicki, new manager. We've covered him before also. Then I will tell you in preparing, there are 2 guys that I was looking at. This is maybe one of the new guys that I'm most excited for.
Kinnear, baby.
No, not Dom Kinnear, actually.
Oh.
Edu Rubio. who is an assistant
Okay.
coach. He's a first assistant coach. Here's this guy's pedigree. And Robert and Thad and Carrie, I think, are going to be maybe less impressed. I got to make sure that I can see your face as you react to this man's resume. This guy has coached at West Ham, Wolves, Crystal Palace, and was involved in the academy setup for Chelsea, Valencia, Crystal Palace, MK Dons, and was involved in the Nike Academy.
Let's
And
go.
you went off screen for this. The whole point, I wanted to see your reaction.
I'm sorry, but didn't the scream from away on my excitement, didn't that hammer home my excitement? That's a very good resume. I'm very impressed by that. I'm happy to have him around. I almost wonder why he went to so many teams and didn't stick around, but like great pedigree, journeyman.
And did any of them win?
Chelsea.
He's the Kai Kamara of coaches.
Chelsea.
Well, honestly, Wolves is one of those teams that I don't care if they were actually winning in the Premier League. That's one of those just hard-nosed. I like his affiliation with Wolves.
But also, like, the worst teams in the Prem are still better than 98% of the teams in the world. So
It's because they can afford players. That doesn't mean because they were well coached.
That's true.
yeah, they can afford everything. Anyway, Dom Kinnear, most recently at Cincinnati, he is an MLS legend. And I think that's good balance. You've got Rubio, who's got kind of the UK thing down. But it's always good. And MLS is such a specific league. It's a weird phrasing of it, maybe. But
It's a
MLS,
great way to put it.
MLS is so different than almost every other league in terms of the physical demands, the stupid rules, the travel, all of it. And so Kinnear is a MLS, lifer basically.
Love that hire. Love it.
And if you've been a fan of sporting for a long time, you know that he was our boogeyman for a while. When he was down in Houston, we had we had that great rivalry with them. Then Roger and Ash Wallace round out the coaching staff, as Thad had mentioned earlier. Two of our more tenured technical staff members. Our goalie coach got promoted from SKC2. It's Darren. Thad, how do you pronounce his last name?
Darren.
Okay, well, is it
McLeod?
McLeod?
Coach. It's Coach.
Okay, great.
No, actually, I don't know. He's a really good guy from every time I've talked to him, but I don't. There's different ways to pronounce that, and I just don't want to be put on the spot that I'm right or wrong because I'm not.
So
It's very Scottish.
after that, we get into. I think a lot of the people are the same after that point.
So
Mike
there's
Flaherty's still the kit man.
Yeah, and most of the medical staff seems to be the same, but there's two other guys that just came in. So Kyle Emmerich is the head of performance analysis. Most recently was at Charlotte doing the same thing, and has also done performance analysis for the USMNT. And then Chris Atkins is the first assistant who came over from Cincinnati. So building out kind of that analytics staff.
Okay.
I'm looking at the headshots of everyone. And who is the kit man in Ted Lasso? What's his name?
I can't think of that guy's name.
Was the kit man, you mean?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Mike Komisky, the director in soccer operations, looks exactly like him.
Oh, I see. Yes. Oh, he does. Okay, it took me a second. He really does. That's not a compliment, but he really does.
It's not a
Hey, he got
compliment.
the girl in the French restaurant, didn't he? Or wait a minute, maybe he didn't.
Yeah,
So-
he did, and the guy doesn't look like that in real life. He does look different than Nate from Ted Lasso, but that's a good call.
So Thad, the Dom Kinnear signing is one that I think is really good. Brings some stability to this team, some experience, as there's going to be some chaos with, new roster turnover, new coaches, new everyone. So I really I think he's just going to bring some stability and experience. It's much needed and calming in the locker room.
Well, if nothing else, he brings all that MLS experience, like you had mentioned earlier. So he knows
Yeah.
how to navigate the MLS world and stuff like that, and the travel and all that. So he'll be super valuable in that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole coaching staff has a balance it hasn't had for quite a long time because, Vermees staff didn't really have a whole lot of, varied international experience. And again, new ideas, fresh ideas, and gotta love it.
Love having Roger on there. Did you guys see Michael Bradley is a head coach in Major League Soccer now? Was he coaching anywhere? Was he an assistant coach somewhere?
He was like their second team, wasn't he? It's Toronto.
Wow.
I believe so.
I missed all of that.
I'll never win anything, at least not at his current club.
Yeah, the Red Bull is not allowed to win trophies for whatever reason.
He
Hey,
was,
they've
So-
won trophies more recently than we have.
he was also Red Bull's 2 head coach.
All right, let's get to the actual players on the field, the very few players on the field. Thad, you're going to do our defense and keepers here. And this is the one place where it seemed like they did get some acquisitions. This is the focus point of the acquisitions this offseason, it seems.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I mean, no big names, but like they did bring in more names here than anywhere else.
Keepers, John Paul's camp, Jack Courtcamp, Ryan Shaway, returners from last year. For some reason, David Lee likes to carry 4 keepers. So they brought in Stefan Cleveland. He's a journeyman across MLS, but he's looked decent in the little bit that we saw him in preseason.
So there's like 3 people in the midfield, but we got 4 keepers, so that's good.
No, midfield was actually fairly well stocked before this, although they still needed talent. The defense was what needed a lot of help because going into the season, they only had 2 at one point, Ian James and Jansen Miller. That was 2 center backs. Boom. But since then, they got Jaden Reynolds, Chicago trade. Let's see, Wyatt Meyer and Jaden Reed, free agents. And then you could also count Jake Davis and Zoran Basong as defenders because that's where they've played a lot in the preseason.
Jaden Reed is the St. Louis guy.
Yes.
I remember him.
Yeah, I remember him from watching him play previously with the 2 team, actually. I don't really want any of these guys to be starters at this point, except
I
for
agree.
Ian James, perhaps Jansen, but I would love to have a good outside backs, and I know they've been trying to acquire them.
So, Carrie, I'm looking at the defensive roster here. Thing that stands out for me, Jansen Miller has hair again.
Does he?
No.
I thought no.
Oh, so they're using an old picture?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually got a text from my sister, who lives in Spain. One text this week, and it said, "Jansen looks better bald." That was it.
Hell yeah. Hell
So
yeah.
that's how I know that he's still bald.
Objectively positive move for Jansen Miller.
I don't see that myself, but that I wouldn't expect to see that. But last time I saw him, he was bald.
So, Thad, who is your back line? Who's our starting 4 on the back, if that's how you choose to do it? We don't know. What's the wiki way? We never know. Maybe there's 3. Who's your back line?
Well, it's looked like he's done 4 so far. I would be starting Ian James and Jansen Miller and Jake Davis and Zoran Basong, sadly, with Jaden Reed being the wild card for that on that side, on the right side, and Jaden Reynolds on the other side. So
Ian James out of the gate is our starter, huh?
I would. I know they've started Wyatt Miller a lot in that spot too.
Yeah.
And it seems, again, from the 2 preseason games we've seen, I think Ian James has been playing on the right center back a little bit more. He was like left center back more last year. So maybe that's why they've been doing it, just to see who fits into what spot better.
I like Ian James. I do. There's a lot of he's big, and I think there's a high ceiling there for him. But like, if we're just being honest, if he's playing every game this year, he's gonna get his shit rocked like plenty. Like,
All right, somebody pull that quote out. But he was pushing forward in the last game against Austin into the attack a couple of times. Got his head on one in the box too. So he's growing, so that's a good thing.
He is.
He's still growing? He's like 6'5".
God, if he gets bigger, hell yeah.
There was a moment during that altercation in the last game, like he was like standing there in the one point, and I'm like, damn, he's big compared to a lot of the players standing around him. Of course, it was like Reynolds and Shoppy, so he didn't really take much to be bigger than them.
Yeah, and I don't want to be labeled as a hater of Ian James. I do very much like him. I'm just trying to be honest with ourselves here. Like, there's some lethal, fast, very good attacking players in this league, and they're gonna make really good defenders in this league look embarrassed at times. So it's just if we're doing that 90 minutes all year long, there's gonna be some learning moments for Ian James. There you go. I said it nicer that time.
I will say, when Ike was, defender of the year caliber, Ike was one of the bigger guys in the league, like just size wise.
Mm-hmm.
Ike was tall. Ike's like 6'2", but he's thin. Like, he's not a big man when you meet him in person. Ian James is fucking huge.
He is beefy
For like a
dude.
16-year-old, he's a 17-year-old, he's a big guy.
Yeah, we were always talking about the man muscles that never came for Daniel Shallowy, but this kid's already pretty beefy. So if he develops some man muscles, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
They put all those muscles in the bank and saved it up for Ian.
Okay. Any final thoughts, opinions on the defense? Is Jansen Miller going to continue to grow? Is he going to be a stalwart in this league this year, Thad?
Man, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure that they will be looking to bring in center backs. So he might be the first one that's not getting a lot of regular time. I think he has the potential to be a very decent MLS center back.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like put too high of a ceiling on him or undercut him because he's looked good at times, but it's a hard thing that he came into last year and had to grow a lot pretty fast. So
and he
I think he could be pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys I would describe as a gamer, and he might go up against technically better players, but in the moment he can figure it out. He's just one of those guys.
Another highlight from last year was him telling the questionable heritage guy from St. Louis that you're the worst DP in the league, who's now with LA. So
yeah, that's
a couple
true.
of comments about Reynolds and Basong. Reynolds, we're talking about these center backs. We're playing such a high line. Reynolds has shown that he's got the speed to cover them, get back if he needs to. So that's definitely a plus. And then Basong, we know what he's calm on the ball. He's a pretty smart player. So playing left back is probably the best option we have right now. But looking at Reynolds and Basong, I mean, aren't they a step up from Kyrie Shelton and Tim Leibold? I don't know about Logan, but aren't they a step up from them at least?
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no.
Yeah.
I think Leibold was a smarter passer up top.
Yeah, right.
But Basong was definitely more feisty in so many ways than that.
Positionally smart. Yeah, too.
But Basong's getting at least a lot of looks from the Canadian national team. So he's getting some also different experience there at that position.
And Thad, what do we say to that? Thank you, Jesse Marsh.
All right, Robert, why don't you take us away on the midfield? I was kind of hoping Thad would do this because then he would have to say the name to Santrit. But Robert, take it away.
Midfield's a bit of a tough call, though, guys. We talk about formations, and the formation's been fairly liquid. What they're playing out there defensively, it's clearly a 4-4-2. But when we get in possession, it's really kind of morphs into a couple different things. So let's just start with who we lost midfield-wise. Radia, Memo Rodriguez, rest in peace, and Eric Tommy. So those are three guys that we lost. Through the history of the team, Tommy obviously is a big loss. Radia, at some point was kind of a rock in there, sort of. So those are some losses. Yeah, at one point. Yeah. So we got Tancherat and Ajiban and our 15-year-old Zamir. I'm not going to try to even say his name.
No, you don't have to, right? Don't we give him a 3-letter acronym for his name?
ZLR.
Yeah.
There we go.
And he's actually just with the second team for now.
Okay.
Right. But, he's there. Anyway, we got to string, hold on to these things then. Of course, into that mix is people who are remaining. We got Jacob Bartlett, we got Jake Davis, we've got Manu, we got Zoran Basong, who, we just talked about Davis and Basong along the back line. So it's nice to know they're there if we need them in the midfield. But right now, it's looked a lot like Bartlett and Manu in those kind of, 6-8 role. Both of them, Manu's been all over the field, receiving the ball wherever he can find space. He's finding it, and we're finding him, which is a good thing. And Bartlett, I've seen improvement in him. Thad, you mentioned last week that he's moving the ball forward a little better now, a little quicker, and I think, of course, that fits the overall scheme right now.
Another big dude. Bartlett's a big dude as well. And Robert, it sounds like they are gonna, like you just said, there's two names that are the ones that are gonna be playing in the midfield. He's one of them. So it sounds like we're gonna be leaning heavily on Bartlett, and we're gonna need him to keep progressing.
Yeah, and then again, tactically, we've had different things that we've seen. We could talk even about Shoppy or Free or Harris kind of playing more as wide midfielders than a traditional, like we're used to that 4-3-3. So you've got that speed of Harris. He showed well in the game against Austin, I thought. Shoppy's been okay. Afreef has been Afreef. He'll make a nice assist on Decky's goal against Austin. So you could even kind of put them in the midfield mix too, depending on how we're going to play out. But it's got potential. It's got youth. It's got some dynamic players in there. We don't know much about Tancheret and Ajiban, but there's some potential there for seeing some good things and good growth. I think Bartlett's going to grow this year if he gets the minutes.
I'm gonna jump in now. I think Ajibong, however you say his name, we need we need like a good nickname for him. So I need to find out how to say his first name right, so I can just say that. But
your normal out of just saying the first name doesn't work there either. So
yeah, usually I got one of the two names I can go with, but this one is tough. I'm very bad at this, as everybody knows. Anyway, he was playing next to Manu in one of those games, and I thought he looked okay and looked better as the game went on.
Okay.
So he's kind of been able to do in that spot too. He would be a sophomore in college right now if he was still in college. So he's still very young also. So there's a couple of young midfielders there that can perhaps split time and get better between him and Bartlett. And then if they bring in another midfielder in this window or the next window, then they're going to have to fight for that spot really hard. So that's probably a good thing.
Dad, you're going to be dropping stuff like this all night?
There's nothing for me to drop. We know they're looking for players. That's not me dropping anything.
Okay, whatever.
He's like, don't get me in trouble, man.
We've got reports on the site, not just rumors, of people being signed or things happening. So
correct.
KCSoccerJournal.com. Okay, let's do the forwards. I was very excited to do the forwards because it means I get to talk about Dejan Joveljic.
It was also the least amount of work.
Yeah, the shortest list.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You really hit me with that one. But that meant I get to talk about Decky, 26 years old, coming off of 18 goals scored last year for an absolutely pitiful team. He's in his prime. He is genuinely one of the best goal scorers in the league. As David likes to say, if he was just a couple percentage better, he would be too good for this league, or maybe he already is. He is legitimately top class. We are lucky to have him, and he is worth the price of admission. Like I said earlier, now that him and Manu have had some time here together, Manu knows the league a little bit better. I'm very excited to see them play around with the ball in the midfield and the final third there. So, Dejan Joveljic, worth the money. He's our star. He is everything. That's the one. All eyes are on him this year. We need at least 18 goals from him. Hopefully more like 55. Anyway, outside of him, we've got old school favorite Daniel Shallowy sporting the mustache. Don't forget about that.
No mustache anymore.
Oh, damn it. Okay. The pictures on the website have not been updated. They just
switched
did the photo
Jansen
shoot.
and Shallowy. One has hair, one doesn't. Actually, now they both have no hair.
The
no
hairless
Denbe
players
calves anymore.
They've not updated that roster, Cody.
No, they haven't. They just
new
did the
players are not
photo
in it.
shoot. They did the photo shoot, though, so that the website is going to be updated here before too long. There's like
We'll send
13
in
players on their website right now.
We'll-
and the
We'll send in
games
a
start this
complaint.
week.
Patrick, Kurt. Update.
So Daniel Shallowy. I actually like Daniel Shallowy this year. It's been an up and down situation with him. He was our golden boy for a while, then he disappeared for quite literally an entire season at one point. I like it this year. I think he's going to understand the same thing about there's a kind of a lack of expectations. I don't know if we saw that quote that he said. He's already kind of laying the groundwork of at least telling me like where his mindset is, that there might not be a ton of expectations this year. Hopefully he feels a bit of a weight off of his shoulders. He can kind of play the mental game with him a lot and be a streaky player. So I'm hoping he has a weight off his shoulders, and I like Daniel Shallowy this year.
Yeah, Cody, he's, if we were going into this season and Shallowy was playing left winger like he has for how many years now, yeah, I'd probably be more depressed. But he's been playing that position where he's kind of playing underneath Decky, two forwards in the pressing when we don't have the ball. It's more suited to where he's at in his career right now than it is bombing up and down the wing and trying to play defense, So that's definitely going to be a plus for him and get some speed out there with Harris and Reynolds, etc. So I like where Daniel's going to be this year.
Yeah, and I don't know that he stays there, quite honestly, because these are all experimentations for Wiki right now. And again, as new players come into the team, those things are going to change. I think Shalowee is only playing there out of necessity.
At this point in his career, though, he doesn't have the wheels he used to, and he's always been kind of that guy who can. We even looked at him as a center forward at one point, before we got Polito on us. So
Yeah.
that fits his game, I think.
I mean, it's his last year on contract, so he should be playing for his life right now.
Shallowy in a contract year. Let's go. So the 2 stars, that's really, after that, we really drop off a cliff here. You got Decky and you got Daniel, and then there's a lot of questions here.
Manu.
Shoppy Suleimanov is back, much to the chagrin of David and some other people. Honestly, you tell me, this is probably an unpopular opinion of mine. Come at me if you want, I don't care. I think just for vibes alone and him being in the trenches against our rivals in St. Louis, I think he earned another spot this year. So whatever, it's fine. He hit the post like 20 times from 50 yards last year. One of those is going to go in this year, Carrie.
I just don't know if his vibes alone get him. I feel like there's less vibes than like we expect. He has not met our expectations in feistiness.
That's true, but he did. Okay, that's true. Well, remains to be seen how he handles St. Louis again this year. He could win us back. He needs to earn that spot for the roster this year.
He's no Jansen.
You can't go out and get a player that has red cards, so many red cards in the season before, and then have him get none this year.
All right, so Shoppy Suleimanov, and then you've got Steven Afrifa, who just kind of disappeared for a while. He had a few appearances there at the end when they were just trying anything and everything at the end when it didn't matter. So Steven Afrifa's been there. I know he's been getting some minutes in preseason. So I don't know, Robert, what do you think of Afrifa? Do you think he's going to be a figure this year? There's only 5. There's only one more name on this list. So that's why they were all making fun of me that I had the easiest. There's only 5 guys. So I guess, Robert, he is going to play this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's 25 now, so this is kind of the year that he needs to show, or he might be showing the door. But he's got that pace, and we're going more toward a more direct style. So that's one major reason he's still here. And why not throw him out there, let him use his one-on-one ability, and maybe refine that crossing ability even more, and he could be valuable to us for sure. Eat up some minutes.
And the final one, the new addition, Calvin Harris. I believe he did get a goal in preseason. He's been up there mixing it up. So I do think we're going to see plenty of Calvin Harris, Thad.
Yeah, he's showing some speed. He also showed some stupidity in this last match because he got a red card for nothing.
Yeah.
Kicking the ball away. But he's showing some speed, and I think they've really liked him out there.
David, you love Decky. You didn't even jump in about Decky there. How many goals is he going to score this year?
17.
18. Oh, okay. That'd be good. I mean, I would be, I'd be happy with that, honestly.
He's a beast. He's why I buy tickets.
There you go. That's what I said. Him and Manu are worth the cost of admission.
Did you see that there was some rumors going around that Tigres and Cincinnati and the Union were looking at Dayon?
I did not hear this. When was this happening?
Like a few days ago.
Yeah, they seem to be a rehash of some previous stuff and not from necessarily the most reliable source.
Yeah.
You didn't get boggarted, did you?
No.
Boggarted.
No.
Boogered. Tom Booger.
I do kind of lament, like I said, this is his prime, and he is that good. And we spent so many years without a striker at this club, just desperately hoping. They had all the pieces. They just needed someone to tap in a few goals. We went forever without one. We finally got Polito. Then he killed my club. And then we get this guy, and everything in the club falls apart. So I'm worried we're wasting these prime Dejan Joveljic years. He's legitimately the best goal scorer this club has ever had, David. Is that a crazy thing to say? Like, are we wasting this immense talent that we have? That part does suck. That's the worst part of this, I think, Carrie.
He has an MLS club. I mean, he has an MLS Cup. He's fine.
Okay, but now we have him, and it's going to mean nothing.
Yeah, but now we're in the U.S. Open Cup this year.
Okay. Hey.
Okay, that is a highlight.
That was also a low point of last year because we were out of everything else before the season started.
Yeah, see? There we go. My optimism is building as the show goes on, Thad.
Of course, the Open Cup games are probably in the first part of the season when the team won't be fully fleshed out yet. But yeah.
Whatever. The Open Cup is incredible, and I'm here for it. And also, the new kit is really nice. So there's positives.
Thad, so what, we play Oklahoma with this roster?
Yeah. No, I think they could handle that probably.
They got 11 guys, at least 11. I think maybe one or two more than that. So there's a field of players.
And the nice thing is for Open Cup, you can call up ZLR and let him play.
There you go.
So,
but Cody, you did miss one very important aspect of Dejan Joveljic.
Yes, sir.
I know for a fact that one Thad Bell has been practicing up his chess skills, and he's going to challenge Dejan at some point during this season. So that's really going to be the big news. Who comes out on top there?
Thad, you been playing chess, buddy?
On Duolingo, you follow him on Duolingo.
I don't do that anymore. I abandoned it.
He lost his streak and quit. He took his little non-scoring points home and cried.
My subscription ended December 31st, and I haven't touched it since.
It's free, bro.
I'm done with Duolingo and that AI nonsense.
Yes, I've been doing chess on Duolingo. I've also been doing chess on chess.com. So
okay. For those who don't know,
nowhere that close.
Decky is legitimately a skilled chess player.
He live streams on YouTube.
Yeah, I need to start watching some of his matches so I can break down his strategies.
We can live stream that, Thad. Get some video content out of it.
I don't want to be on video.
Oh, you don't want to be on video? We're going video all year, buddy. Get ready. You got the background. We got this new system. Videos coming.
Yep, I know.
I've been warning you. I've been making sure you were ready for it for years now. So you should be ready for it. Videos coming. All right. Roster rundown is complete. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about the schedule. We're going to look around the league. We're going to talk about the San Jose game this weekend. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
All right. Let's take a look around the schedule. Let's find some notable dates on the calendar that we can mark. Thad, I know you are not happy with the schedule makers. You've been chagrined at the way the league does the schedule for a couple years now.
Yeah, I really like the word chagrined, but I'm really more than chagrined. I'm pissed. We should not be playing both matches against St. Louis on Wednesdays.
Yeah,
that's just asinine.
Unforgivable.
I don't know why the schedule makers would do that. Both teams own their stadiums. Both teams can schedule when they need to. And those two games should always be on weekends to have maximum fan support from other teams and, keep that budding rivalry going, even though they really don't have much to crow about yet.
Yeah,
no, hold on. Glass half full. Wednesday game means fewer Dogfood FC fans in Kansas City.
Maybe.
Means fewer sporting fans that can travel also for the other one.
Nobody with any sort of class and distinction wants to travel there anyway.
Well, considering Robert and I have both been there in the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks, so yeah.
The best thing from St. Louis is
Robert and
wife.
I.
Is Robert's wife. Is Debbie. Debbie's amazing. Shouts to Debbie.
Did all of this happen just because neither team is relevant, and it's just not everyone can get the matches and the times that they want? Someone's going to get screwed on a rivalry game. Let's screw over the two terrible teams from the Midwest.
No, there's no reason for them to get screwed. It is the rivalry for these two teams that should be on a weekend rivalry games. If you're going to do a rivalry on the Wednesday for sporting, it should be Minnesota or Chicago or something like that, which is not the real rivalries.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's malpractice. That is malpractice by the league to do that.
Hey, clearly they think we can pull in the TV ratings because one of the matches is on FS1, so that's why they put it on a Wednesday.
Which one?
The one August 19th.
Here or there?
Here.
So there'll be a better team by then.
Exactly.
Who's coming in, Thad?
David's
Fans
goal.
from Kansas City.
Oh, okay. David's
I don't
goal is
know.
to get this out of Thad before the show is over. To get
I
Thad
don't
to
have
say
any
something.
answers, man. You just
Robo is on pins and needles listening to Thad, just hoping this episode ends before Thad lets something out.
No, Robo yells at me for things that we didn't say. So I'm kidding, Robo.
So the schedule, guys, we've been talking about how we're not going to be good early in the season, but there is a debate to that. There's another side of that we could actually be decent. But, we open our first match against perennial power Columbus at home, right? And then who do we play our next home game? San Diego, the returning Western Conference champions. So, schedule didn't do us a whole lot of favors there either.
I'm kind of sad Columbus lost the Charlie Brown jerseys. You guys saw that? R.I.P. to those jerseys.
Now they join the 10% that's just yellow.
Yeah, a little boring for me, but
too many blah jerseys this year. Well, wait, this year? Yeah.
September 12th will be a big game. That's when LAFC comes to visit. They've got Korean megastar Sung-Hun Min.
It's like the good old days of being a Royals fan where you you look at the schedule for like, ooh, the Yankees are coming, or ooh, the Red Sox are coming. Like, we can go see some big stars at Kauffman Stadium.
Well, that's when you know sporting is bad, is when they start advertising, come out, buy tickets to see
Messi,
former Sporting winger Eric Tommy, and questionable heritage, what's his face?
Well, I just remember when Garrett Bale came to Sporting, there were tons of Tottenham kids. There were tons of Madrid kids. So I imagine a global star like Sonny will also pack the stadium with people in black and gold.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's a chance to see him play.
No Messi this year.
Thank
MLS
God.
Cup.
Thank God we get him in the World Cup, though.
He just loves Kansas City too much. Maybe he should just come here.
Well, we don't. Has he announced for sure he's playing? We don't know it for sure, do we?
In the World Cup?
You're going to have a team without him on it? Come on.
It'll be interesting how they use him.
If he's still reasonably healthy, he'll be on a team. I mean, Ronaldo could still be on a team. Yeah,
I know, but how do you put Messi on a team and not have him be, you build the whole team around him so that he can do his thing where he lounges around and clicks into gear for 5 minutes of 90 and he scores 3 goals?
I think Argentina can afford Messi on the field. I don't think it's a problem.
I know. I just think it doesn't work. I've thought about this for years. Like, it doesn't work if he just is a guy that comes off the bench. Like, you would just have to change everything about the way you play and the way you've been preparing for the last 15 minutes whenever he comes on. I guess it's possible, but
I just don't think he comes off the bench.
Yeah, I guess
either.
Yeah, I guess he won't.
They also don't need him to play like some of their games. Who does Argentina have to play?
Well, you say that, but they lost to Saudi Arabia to kick off the last World Cup, so.
Right.
Yeah. And as we know, Messi likes to play every game that he can possibly play. He'll even play when it's 2 degrees outside with a -12 wind chill.
Man, you guys
There you
remember
go.
that when Argentina lost the first game and then Messi won his first World Cup? God, that was so awesome.
It's one of David's favorite memories.
That's why I was just really hammering it home for David. He's got his head is down. He's hiding right now.
He's also a closet Miami lover.
I'm not. Wait, are you talking Inter Miami FC or are you talking about Miami Hurricanes? Robert's holding up a picture. Cody, name that player that Robert's holding up a picture of.
Ele.
Hey, you can recognize the GOAT. That's impressive.
So there is your Argentina World Cup preview amidst the Sporting Kansas City season preview. So we were already talking about Miami there. I think we've looked around the schedule enough. Let's talk about just the other teams around the league, Miami being one of them. They, of course, spent some money. They've kind of reloaded here. Robert, I'm intrigued at least by Dane St. Clair. He's the Minnesota keeper. He'll be their keeper this year. I don't know. He's one of these guys that, he's been promised to me as a starlet, and I've seen him make good plays. I'm sure he is a very good player. I just, with my eyes, what I've seen him do in the games I've watched, I just am not entirely sold on him being like this savior. But it'll be interesting to see him go to Miami.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I was a bit surprised by this because the guy who played, I don't remember his name. Don't push me on that.
Yeah.
The guy who took over for goalkeeper about 2/3 of the way of the season from Miami, he was awesome.
Yeah.
I was surprised they picked up Dane Sinclair, but you want the best. I mean, he's going to be starting for Canada in the World Cup, and he's got that wingspan, that frame. He's athletic. I think he's going to be overall an upgrade. But yeah, I mean, the defense, right? So you've got
Yeah.
him added to Miami's defense, and you've got I'm going to say
They
this
also
wrong,
added
but
that Herman Berterame. That's like a $10 million transfer right there. Like,
right up top, right? But they
yeah.
got Michael for Palmares. I don't know how you say that or not, as a center back, which is what they really needed. So that's really kind of two arguable upgrades on their defense. That's going to help them out.
Mikel, I think, is how I'm gonna go
Mikel,
with that.
okay, yeah, probably sounds. That's probably right.
So yeah, there's Miami. Of course, they've reloaded. They're gonna be good again. San Jose, just other notable transfers here. San Jose got Timo Werner. That's obviously a very good one. And also I was looking at DC United, wooden spoon last year, and this is one of those that I suppose it's fair for sporting fans to look at this. It's hard to not kind of compare these two terrible seasons last year. And DC United spent an immense amount of money this year, and they've kind of done a whole overhaul. And Sporting kind of failed on that front. They did it with the front office. They had other signings and hires to make, but yeah, it's going to be hard. Like, people might point at DC United if they climbed the table this year after just spending a bunch of money and like, hey, look how easy that is, Thad. You just spend a bunch of money and you win.
Yeah, but it's going to look really bad whenever they don't.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I mean, Toronto did that same thing. They spent like more money than anybody that one year, and they almost got the wooden spoon, or they did get the wooden spoon.
Yeah, but which is why just spending money is not always the answer. Which is again why I think Sporting is trying to go about it the right way of making smart investments, smart purchases, smart contracts, unlike some that we've had in the past. So those are examples of why if you just spend money because we need to spend money to get better, it can put you in a worse hole in the long run.
Smart choice.
DC brought in 10 players, dumped 11. They brought in Ty Barabo and Sean Donson, two big names. So
yeah, I like that guy, the Ty Barber or whatever his name is from Philadelphia, right? I like him. He's a good player. Okay, we mentioned
Christian Benteke too, though, Cody. We must mention. Yeah,
that's true.
Benteke.
So we mentioned LA earlier. They got João Klaus, our questionable heritage friend from St. Louis last year. They had to bring somebody in because Ricky Puig is hurt again, a second surgery. Thought he was going to return this year. Poor LA. I never thought I would say those words, but like, damn, they just can't have anything.
Don't say LA. Do you see how many stars they have? No.
Yeah, that's true.
and they won just a couple years ago. So
Klaus is going to disappoint, though. I'm putting money on that.
Well, I've got to quote Matt Doyle here. He said, any team that depends on Eric Tommy, João Klaus, and Marco Royce to carry a whole lot of minutes really doesn't have a whole lot to hold on to hope.
That's true. That is very true.
It hurts to see Klaus and Tommy being all buddy-buddy now, though.
Yeah, don't like that one bit.
It's not great.
Well, they both have German heritage.
German and Klaus, so All right, so St. Louis, they got a head coach also. Isn't he's a first-time head coach, the guy they got? I'm forgetting his name.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah, I think he's they're experimenting there with a first-time head coach.
Over under 4 months until they fire him.
Over under 2 games until the fans start asking to fire him.
Three coaches in 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But they beat us on the acquisitions and transactions front. So
yeah, but they were doing that before, and we've managed to mostly beat them on the field. So
still never been beaten at home by St. Louis. At least one more year of that would feel really good. I'm really concerned about keeping that streak. Okay, what else we got around the league? Any other notable signings? LAFC is going to be good again. Jacob Schaffelberg, they got him.
3 foreign transfers as well. They've really bolstered their midfield.
Yeah. So everybody else got better. Sporting don't have a full roster.
Sorry, Cody. We're playing San Diego early in the season. They already got by Pumas in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, and they've added a lot of good depth. So they're going to be probably good again. And then Houston pick up Bogusz, who used to play for LAFC back in their glory years. So that's a good pickup for them.
Is it though? I mean, if he was back in LAFC's glory years, like how good is he now?
Well, he only went away for a year to Cruz Azul. So he's a player that doesn't have to adjust to MLS. So that's definitely a
No,
positive.
that's
So
a good point.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Robert, I hadn't considered that. Yeah, San Diego has already they're no longer in preseason form. They are playing actual games and yep, that's going to be a tough one at the beginning of the year. Okay, let's look at the first game. It is match day 1. The first match week is here. The game is this weekend, Thad. You realize this? Do you have any tingles?
I like to say that I'm tingly.
Yeah, it's just bleeding out of your voice. We can hear how excited you are about it. So, match day 1 at San Jose Earthquakes, and I've got a Mike stat for you. More of just like kind of a fun fact a little bit here. But here, let me get the sounder ready. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Mike stat. Kansas City and San Jose, two original 96ers, been around since the origin of Major League Soccer, and this will be the first time they're facing off in both teams' home openers.
That is interesting. I mean, I guess it has been a while.
Little fun fact.
Fun fact.
Mike's good at those.
He
So,
is.
Robert, give us something about match day 1 here. We talked a little bit about they got Timo Werner. What else can we be looking at from them?
Well, he has yet to play in preseason, so I don't know if we're going to see him this weekend or not. But I
Okay,
imagine
didn't
he'll
know
maybe at least make a cameo. But going back to history, San Jose played the first MLS game ever back in '96, and it was a boring as hell game until Ronaldo, scored a goal. This year, it's going to be a boring as hell game until Dejan scores a goal and wins it late for us. So there you go.
Yeah, man, it all needs to go through Dejan, right? Like every single time we get the ball, it all just needs to be the end goal needs to be get it somewhere near Dejan Joveljic.
They've been doing a decent job of getting the ball up to that area in the 2 games we're able to see in preseason. So,
I mean, talking about
the
San
3 games.
Jose, going back to San Jose, they dropped a lot of important players or, formerly important players. We're talking Christian Arango, we're talking Nick Lima, Joseph Martinez, Mark Anthony Kay, Christian Espinoza. So they're definitely a team in transition because that's a lot of stalwarts that
Good.
they dropped from their roster. So
Just what we need, a team in transition. A
Yeah.
team that's a pile of ashes and a team that's in transition. See, that's what I'm saying.
Which
There's
one
a-
is which?
There's a there's a range of rebuilding, and Sporting Kansas City is doing the most pure version of a rebuild that anyone has ever attempted. Like there's a transition, that's like kind of rebuild, a transition year, and then there's just actually burning everything down, including the owner and the goalkeeper coach.
Cody, we need to do like one of those memes where you see like somebody sees a spider in their house and then the next frame is they have a flamethrower just burning the house down kind of thing. That's what Sporting did.
Yeah. The first panel of that cartoon is Peter Vermees, just a shot of Peter Vermees. The video of him cussing on the screen, that's a really good one. That's
Oh,
it.
I was gonna say the one with him trying to show VAR that they were offsides.
Oh yeah. Or just like the classic picture of him with his arms out and palms in the air. Just one of those shots. All right, yeah, I think I thoroughly talked myself into it in this podcast. New owner wants to spend money, new coach, anything I could have wanted them to do 1 year ago from this point that we were recording, from match day 1 last year. Everything you would have wanted them to burn down, maybe except Jake Reed, that has been burned down. Owner wants to spend some money, new coach, the wiki way we're going to learn. And yeah, man, I just, this year is going to be rough. We're not good this year. There's no hiding that. We're not good this year. But everything we wanted to happen has happened and it's going to take time. So we're on the right track. No expectations for me this year. I'm just here for vibes and a good time, Thad.
Oh, I'm here for the fun. And again, I think fans will say that they could have done more, and the team will probably agree that they could have done more.
Yeah.
It just, some of it didn't work out, and some of it is just by plan that they're not going to do stupid mistakes. But at the end, I think that this is going to build to be a decent team. I don't know if Wiki is going to be a great coach, but I think we're going to see different types of play, different system. He's a much more modern coach than Peter. I don't know if that means good, I mean, some would argue that. So, but I'm optimistic that this is going to be building towards a good team somewhere down the road. Not right away.
Yeah, and that's the other good part of this, right? Teams knew what to expect from Sporting tactically and just everything in the last couple of years, right? This year, they're not going to know what we're looking at doing. You know, they've seen preseason a little bit, but it's going to be a whole new ball game for them too. Oh, This is a different Sporting Kansas City, and I think we can creep up with some people with that.
We're going to be interested to see what the starting lineup is. But go ahead.
Yeah.
When was the last time that we've won multiple games in a preseason? You know,
that.
we're back. Kind of.
Vibes, Gary. All vibes, baby.
They beat a college team. Yeah.
All right. See, I hope we don't get labeled as too apologetic for the team or too positive. We're here for a good time. Soccer and sports are supposed to be fun. And we're not going to sit here all doom and gloom. We've spent plenty over the last 3 years of doom and gloom shows. So we're here to help you laugh through the awfulness and find some funny in all of it. And we're going to have fun this year. Sporting!
The other side don't seem so tough. And 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Supporters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.